Howdy, welcome back to the jar. It's been a little bit. I know that it's been a very hectic few months for me between life and IPL stuff and other content things and just kind of getting stuff sorted. So hopefully we can hop back on the horse here. Today I'm going to be playing side order. I'm going to do a run or finish a run. I don't remember if I was on run last time I played, maybe. We'll find out in a sec. But I want to talk about, generally, the main thing for today's episode is going to be having fun with competitive games. This has been a bit of a hot topic as of recent for competitive Splatoon, because a lot of top players have been expressing how they do not feel super happy with the game generally. They're not having fun with it anymore. And as someone who plays... I would say semi-competitively. I play with the goal of getting better, and I'll occasionally play like a scrim, or I'll play Sendoku very occasionally. But I don't like... my goal is not to be a like high-level competitive player. I just play for fun for the most part. I think this is the most fun I've had with the game by far, is like playing it competitively, and I kind of want to talk about that. But before that, I guess I should probably generally talk about my life, but first let's decide what chip I want to do for my run. Oh, is it X to pull it up? There we go. I want to finish more of these. Which one do I want to do right now? Let's do... Are any of these really close that I just don't have? I can do Lucky, I guess. Yeah, Lucky's really close. I need Can Special, Drone Battery, and Max Lucky Chain. Yeah, I can do those. We'll do those. Let's find out what palette those are, because I don't remember. I can do Dooley. I can do Splatana. Let's do... Yeah, we'll do you, because I only need to get one thing for Pearl Drone, and then it'll stop giving stuff to me. Okay. So, essentially... what was I saying? Oh yeah, I want to talk about my life a little bit. It's been good. I got a new job, like a real job that pays me far more than I make doing this. Love you guys, but I currently don't get paid from main or second channel, obviously, and I get paid pennies for what I do for IPL, which at the end of the day, I don't really care. I'm not doing this for the money, I'm doing this for the love of the game, and that's, yeah, but unfortunately... You know, I do need real doubloons to do things. So that has unfortunately shifted to be one of my top priorities, is I have work. Also, last semester of school, which has been tiring, you know? Like, it's not hard, I would argue, by any means. I mean, I have a few AP classes. I have some stuff that is challenging in the traditional sense. But, in a broader sense, I would argue it's pretty easy. Like, it's whatever. It's just, like, it's just more things, and it's a lot of things to do. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I would argue fortunately right now, IPL is my top priority. It's what I care to prioritize the absolute most. So that's kind of my focus. That part needs to come first, because I see a lot more of a future for me in that than I do in a lot of other things. So for now, that is my priority, is IPL. We got some cool stuff cooking with that, I'll say that. We keep an eye out. There'll be some fun stuff coming out here soon. And into the future, on top of our normal streams and stuff. Oh, it's this floor. I love this floor. Beyond that, been working on the side order video. It's pretty hefty. I might end up breaking it up into a couple individual sections and then do a supercut at the end. It'll all be main channel videos. Yeah. So I think I'll probably do that. So that's been in the works, which has been cool. And then, what else? What else have I been working on? Oh, the season review. I was going to do that on this channel, but I think I'm actually going to do it on the main channel, because especially now that we've had Splatfest and we got the big fat updates and all that stuff, I'm a lot more interested in talking about the season and my general thoughts on it. I will say, this is, spoiler alert, this has been the worst season. Like, even accounting for side order, I still think it's the weakest season, unfortunately. But, yeah, end of the day is what it is for the second. Do I have anything else I want to talk about? Not particularly. Oh yeah, Ink Saint stuff happened. We finally got our new members announced, and our future plans are a little bit more solidified. The Zipcast will be happening shortly, thankfully, which is cool. Keep going. Come on, kiddo. There we go. So that's cool. Just generally, I'm at a lot better place, like, organization-wise. I got a lot more people helping me out, so I'm doing a lot less on my own. Yeah, I would just say stuff's generally going well for me right now, and that's good. I'm chilling. Yeah, I think with that I can dive into the main point of the episode. I think I've roughly caught you guys up on everything I need to, and anything I forget will be in next week's episode. So yay. Okay. How do I want to start this? The tweet that I am referring to that made me want to talk about this topic is from Leotos. Shout outs to Leo, great player, fantastic person, really funny. But it was basically talking about how they are tired of this game in the state it is in. They think it is boring. And a lot of people tend to agree, but I'm noticing the people who are agreeing are like high-level competitive players. And I noticed a lot of the people who disagree are anyone who is not, like, very, very high level. A lot of the people who tend to think that this game is good and this game is really fun are the people who aren't at the absolute top. And this kind of dichotomy was really interesting to me because I'm with those people personally. Water sippy, hang on. Ooh. I am a firm believer that this is by far the best game in the series. Like, it's not even actually close. I can't even pretend like it is. That's gonna go in. And then... Oh, I forgot they put this one in the corner. I did this wrong. I did this so wrong. No, get back. Young man, you get back here right this minute. Pearl Drone. I need you to... No, don't do that. Pearl. Pearl, what have you done? Pearl, no. He's all the way over here. Hang on. I fear we have messed this up royally, and it is really hard to do precise movement on these things with the Splatana. Oh, good God. Alright. What? Get it? No! Oh my God. Splatana Stamper, I love you, but please, you are so frustrating to use precisely. Get in. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, back to the main episode. This, like, dichotomy is really interesting to me, if people who like it and don't. Because it's really only top level. Normally in a game like this, it, like, seeps down to lower levels. But this game's, like, relatively close to 2 years old, right? And I'm noticing that a lot of people are feeling pretty much the exact same way as me, which is that, like, if you're not absolute top level, you're still loving this game. It's got a lot of variety, a lot of stuff is usable, it feels really good to do a lot of things, like, I don't know, I think this is the best game in the series by far, but there are such an amount of people who disagree that I want to see their perspective, and I'm trying really hard, and I can't still. I don't know what it is. And I genuinely think a lot of it is series burnout. I don't think it is that far-fetched of a statement to say that a lot of the current top-level players are people who have been top-level players for a long time. A lot of people from 2, a lot of people from 1 even, which is crazy. You've been playing this game for a long time. We're almost to 10 years of this franchise. Splatoon 1 came out in 2015. It's 2024. This shit's been around for a long time now. And I think it is fair to say that you probably have been playing for a while, like a very, very long while. And I know a lot of people like me have been too, right? I have a couple hundred hours in Splatoon 1, just over 1,000 in Splatoon 2, and almost 1,000 in this game, right? But I still have fun with this game, especially compared to 1 and 2, where especially by the time I was done playing those games and moving on to the next one, was not having fun. In Splatoon 2, I was really bored out of my mind. It was, like, painful. And in Splatoon 1, it was Splatoon 1 was a very similar boat. I was really tired of that game, and sometimes I'll go back and replay them, and 1, less so, but 2 especially, I feel like they just feel bad to play. Which is starkly different from this game, because I think this game feels fantastic to play across the boards, and it still does, and I have as much, if not more, time in those games. So this dichotomy is very interesting to me, because, like, what do you see in the past 2 games that aren't in this game that you like especially? And I think for a lot of players, part of that is the meta, which is fair. It's been a lot more stale in this game compared to other games. We've only really had 3 metas, in air quote, which was, you know, why am I blanking right now? We had Crab, and then it was Inkjet for a little bit, and that got fixed really quickly, and now we're on to our current one, which has been Cooler Zuka for a while now. And that's fair. I could see that being tiring, but at the same time, like, as someone who has been working a decent amount to play... A little bit... Sure. Alright. As somebody... Oh, this stage. Boo. As somebody who has been working pretty hard, I would argue, to get better at this game and have a lot more fun with it, I've been having a lot more fun with it as I've gotten better. And I have felt a lot more consistent about it. And going back to 1 and 2, especially now that I'm generally a better player, which, you know, translates pretty decently between all 3 of these games. End of the day, they're pretty similar. And in most ways, I would argue. I feel the exact opposite. Like, this game is so much more replayable. I think the stages generally... you know, I'm actually going to save that a little bit, because I have a separate thing I want to talk about the stages in a minute. But just generally speaking, I have so much more fun playing this game than the other games. There's a lot more variety. I think there's a lot more... generally speaking, I think the stages are a lot more fun, which is a bit of a hot take. I know. I will explain that more in detail in a minute, because I have what I think is valid reasoning for that. And I don't know, like... Just in general, this game feels way more fun to me. It has a lot better special design, which is, in my opinion, the biggest part of why it feels a lot better. Like, I would infinitely rather deal with having to deal with Zuka than I would fucking Stingray and missiles all over again, than I would have to deal with Splatoon 1 Kraken, which is... I'm a Splatoon 1 Kraken hater. That special is lame. That special is so boring. I hate it. But I'd infinitely rather deal with this game's stuff. I think it's way more fun, it's way more interesting. But for the most part, it feels way more engaging, which is cool. And just generally speaking, I think it feels better. And I think it's really interesting, because I think a lot of those players would agree with me, and yet they still feel worse about this game. And I don't know why. It's such an interesting dichotomy to me. Like... Sorry, I'm kind of sick right now. I have to keep drinking water if I have to talk for any substantial length of time. Ooh, okay. And it's just really intriguing to me. I don't know. I want to see what they see in this game that they dislike. And I think I figured out why it is. I think I have it. Maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think the reason that a lot of the top level players feel differently than the rest of us is because of the stages. Now, I would argue, and a lot of people would disagree, which is fair, I will say, that this game's stages are, I would argue they're the best stages in the series. Because even, like, the most terrible stages in this game usually have, like, 1 or 2 modes where they're okay or good. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Scorch Gorge is a good stage, but Scorch, Rainmaker, and Clams is fun. I think it's good. And there's a lot of that. Like, pretty much every stage has a mode or 2 where they feel good. And a couple modes usually the opposite, where it just feels terrible. Oh. Boss. And I think that is probably, if I had to guess, a pretty substantial factor as to why a lot of the high or top level players dislike this game, because In the previous games, there were a lot more, I would call them mid-stages. You know, stages that are like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. And in this game, we have a lot more stages that are, you know, like, it's like a 3 or 4 out of 10, but with one mode that's like a 6 out of 10. Or one mode that's like even higher than that. And we don't have a lot of stages that are just generally good. And I think that is probably a big reason, if I had to guess. Maybe I'm wrong. I would like to hear otherwise. Hey, if you're a high-level player, genuinely, please talk to me. I want to know why you feel this way about the game. Why a lot of people feel this way about the game. Because I personally don't see it, and I want to understand better, you know? I think it's a really interesting topic. So yeah, that's generally how I'm feeling about this game. And I think the stages are a big part of that. I've heard the thing that a lot of people say that they all feel samey, which I think in some cases is fair. They have a lot of similar attributes. And they all have, I will say, a general problem with this game that the other two don't have as much is that a lot of the stages do have just kind of a, I don't want to call it a flow chart, but it's kind of just a flow chart where there is very obviously an optimal way to play the stage, or where you kind of have to play the stage if you want to be able to play well and optimally and push properly. I think the biggest example of, oh hey, that was an insane run on that boss, by the way, time-wise. That was cool. Ooh. Yeah, we'll just go to the vending machine for the second. And that, I think, like, the stage thing is kind of fair. I could see that to a degree, I suppose, but I don't know. It's such an interesting thing to me that I really just don't know. So I kind of want to hear your guys' thoughts on it, which is what I'm really curious about. Let me know, like, if you play competitive Splatoon, roughly what level you are, like what div, if you have any substantial results, or anything like that you feel would be relevant to include. And let me know how you feel about this game. If you like it more than the other games, dislike it, like how it falls comparative to one another. I want to know. And if you, obviously, if you don't play comp, let me know that too. And then let me know how you feel about it, because it's very different. And I think that's really interesting. It's very interesting to hear all these different perspectives and try to piece together why some people feel some ways, but some people don't. I don't know. I just think that's interesting is all. And oh, good lord. Whew. Sorry. I'm sick. I must take care of myself a little bit. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of all. Just let me know what are you guys thinking? What are you guys feeling? Damn, nothing. All right. Guess we'll do piercing. On a less related note, because I thought I'd be able to talk about that for longer, and I'm also not going super fast this recording. Kind of want to talk about Side Order a little bit, because it's been out for a good while now, pretty much a month at this point. It might even be longer. I don't remember the day it came out. But I think it is good. I think it is the best single player in the series, personally. But that's just because I think it's the only one that's actually genuinely replayable. I never want to replay any of the other campaigns. Anytime I do, it's usually a slog. And this one I actually have fun replaying because it can be very short. You can make it longer. There is infinite possibilities in terms of challenge and combinations, and I just think with the way this game is, like Splatoon in general, I think it works very well in a roguelike formula, and I very like. I like this. I don't know. I think it works super well. There are some problems though, I will say. Number one, not enough floors. This is my biggest issue with the game in general, which is that, like, by the time I had done all 12 runs for all 12 pallets, I'd seen everything. Like, I had seen every floor. There we go, there's another one down. And that kinda sucks. I wish there were more. I wish I still had more to find. And, I don't know, that specifically bothered me a good bit. I wish I could say otherwise, but, like, I just don't... there's just not enough to this, I feel like, to warrant... I don't know how I want to put my feelings out about this. Basically, I wish there was more variety. There's not enough variety. It gets pretty samey pretty fast, which is not as big of an issue because the stages are super short. And they will be different depending on, like, your palette, right, and what main sub-special combo you're running, and, like, all this other context stuff. So, like, it's not an absolutely massive, massive deal, but I wish it was more, you know? Problem number 2. It is too easy. End of the day, this is a roguelike. And roguelikes are meant to take a lot of attempts to beat, or a large number. I am not, like, I'm good at the game, and I have to acknowledge that to a point, right? Like, I can't be the target market for it to be that extremely difficult, because there will be people who are not as insane. But I would argue that even as somebody who is good at the game, I could tell it was too easy. And I know this because I have friends who do not play this game competitively, if basically at all. They basically just play the single players, and then we'll hop on for like a Splatfest or something occasionally, right? And they beat this game in a few attempts. I had one friend beat it in less runs than me, which kind of should tell you everything you need to know about how easy this is, that it is arguably too easy, which is not good. And I think that's my number one gripe, is that it's just too easy. If it was more challenging, I would say generally across the board, and also had more challenging options, like, obviously I'm playing with hacks on right now just so I can get through a run quickly enough for a video, but, like, if even no hacks is, like, still really not that terribly hard, maybe it'd take me a few runs, but, like, I don't know. Just that lack of a substantial challenge really kind of kills a lot of this for me. And that part sucks. And, yeah, I don't know. If it was more challenging, or had more challenging options at least, I think I'd like this a lot more. And number 3, why is there no hidden final level or anything? No items, that's it. That's so easy, okay. Like, just the fact there isn't, I don't know. The fact that there is no hidden final level or final boss of any variety is very weird to me, because after Octo expansion it became a staple. We had Interagent 3, we had After Alterna, and for this game you have, I guess 8's palette, but I would argue that doesn't even really count, because, like, it's more of a challenge for sure, but, like, I don't know. It's not the same. And not having anything is very strange to me, and I feel like I just don't know. I wish there was more. That's basically what I'm saying. I wish there was more to this. It feels a lot like how Splatoon 1 single player felt, in a way, which is that, like, it's solid for what it is, but I wish there was more to it. And eventually we do get more to it, and hopefully next game we get something like this either expanded upon, or this is like a side mode with some more content to it. I don't know. But I'm just glad that they tried new genres. I was getting very tired of the, how what do you want to call it? Just the normal single-player campaign thing. Like, I was getting very bored of those. Like, I liked After Alterna. I think it's probably my second favorite in the series. I'm the #1 Octo expansion hater. I think it is the most overrated thing ever, but don't use my main... Okay. Okay, bud. It's a good day to have Fizzy Bomb. Alright, we ball. Oh boy. Alright, we'll do what we can. Oh, we're so back. Crab Tank has saved the run. Okay, cool. Ugh. We're gonna finish this run this video. That's what the video is. I'm not quitting till I finish the run. I'm not a coward. Please. I'll take it. I'll take it. But side order is very good. I will say. I like the format a lot. I think it does a good job of kind of tying up a lot of the loose ends left after Octo expansion, which is cool. I appreciate that. I think between that and After Alterna, I like the state that they have left the single-player lore in for the games. I think they've done a really good job of just kind of making it interesting. Like, they put a bow on all of the stuff that they needed to put a bow on, to put it, like, reasonably. So we kind of have a better idea about how most of the, like, Squid Beak Splatoon stuff wraps up. We tied up the Mr. Grizz storyline. We kind of tied up Chemico Co. and what happened to the Inklings or those Octolings and like all that junk. We put just a nice we put a nice bow on everything. It all works for what it is now, which is, it's cool. I'm glad for that. I will say I'm a little sad that it did not expand on the world that much. It definitely still does expand on the world. It's not like it completely leaves things in the dust, but I feel like a lot of the world building that was present in 2 a little bit, but more so early 3 is not really present in Side Order, which is a little annoying, I won't lie. It did do a good job of making me like Off the Hook a lot more. I always liked Pearl, she was always my favorite idol, but I was a Marina hater. I still am to an extent. I still think she's like not that much more interesting, but she's better than like the mid-sisters now at least. Cap the zone. I'm losing my mind. Didn't even cap it? Dude. Please cap the zone. I dislike this stage. I think this is high-key worse than what's the Cruel Sisyphusian floor, which is a really funny name for a floor, by the way. I still think that's hilarious. Like, they knew. They're like, this is evil, but we're gonna ball anyways, and I respect it. Okay, we're gonna beat the boss, and then I'm gonna be done, because I don't have a lot more to talk about, and also, this would be a fine video to do without spoilers, which would be cool, and I think a lot of people would be down for that. So, yeah, let's ball. 2 more stages? And special, there we go. It is a danger zones floor. This might be a problem. We'll find out. It's not dark. Oh, the flying things. Oh, this sucks. Okay. I've never seen this one before. I didn't know this was a danger condition. This is cool. I like this one as a danger condition. Pearl, I am working on it. Thank you. The crab tank has ascended. Okay, zone has been capped again. Give me my crab. I don't... This is a really fun danger condition. I really like this. I've never seen this one before. we just paint, we're good, we're good. Okay. Okay. Whew. That one wasn't too bad, to be honest, but... My very first danger condition, I got, like, it was dark and the entire floor was also painted, and that was bad. It was on a stage I hadn't seen before. That you'll see that eventually in my side order video, but good lord, that was something. Alright. Let's get over here, Agent 4. Since you got the only thing you deserved, which is an unnamed mediocre boss fight. I'm the world's #1 Agent 4 hater. I'm so sorry to everybody. They're the only one that just doesn't have any character. I don't care. They are so boring. So this is a really bad spot to be in against a slosher, I will say. Okay, we're good. Ah! Goblins. What do you get? That's a lot of you. Why are there so many of you? Hello? We're better. We're built different. Don't hit that top. Don't hit that top yet. Back up, back up, back up. Come on. Stop spawning things, let me hit you. I like that their drones target you. That's a cool detail, so that you can, like, know what to do. Know where they are. You're not, like, hunting for them. Get out of here. Get out of here. We're built different. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for today's episode of The Jar. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of side order. Thanks to everybody for watching. Let me know down below how you guys feel about Splatoon 3, if you're still having fun with it, if you're getting tired of it. And with that in mind, thanks for watching.